Just,
What were we saying?
I was just saying that everybody's got to make good choices, and it'll all be fine. This is true in all of the games in which, uh, potentially hostile divinities are in the basement, and
Hmm.
also, uh, in trying to take my children to the swimming pool. So today, Gwen did not make good choices,
No.
but
Did she stand by the choices she made?
well, Will got her out of the pool before she threw up.
Oh,
She
Hell
won't keep
yeah.
her mouth shut underwater.
she's swallowing all that chlorine.
Drinking all that chlorine. Drinking all that YMCA chlorine.
Oh no, that's worse.
Good.
That's worse.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Built character.
Builds
The
gut
only
flora.
the only thing worse than chlorinated YMCA water is unchlorinated YMCA water.
That's the truth.
Facts. So, hello, we're live. How's everyone doing?
We're good.
That good, huh? All right. I'm glad to hear it.
We're all just a little bit nervous. We had a little bit of a rough time last time. I don't know if you remember.
What happened?
Nothing bad happened last time. I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody got burned.
Well, you also got shot, my guy. So don't forget.
Did.
The only person unharmed was B.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Which I feel like B deserves after what happened during our heist.
that's true.
Yeah,
This is true.
I
That's
wasn't
B's
injured
redemption
then
arc right there.
either.
Yeah, you were. You took some falling damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you straight fell from the ceiling onto your face and
I
took
did
like
do that.
56 points of damage.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it probably hurt your pride more, but still, it was funny.
Yeah.
But bonus points for this last fight, bringing your research partner along, because who knew?
Yeah. Who knew that he had just a pack of feral birds ready to attack random people?
You know, when I picked the spell Flock of Familiars, I never thought it would be used to hurl a just group of ravens at somebody, a murder of ravens, if you will.
And unkindness, I
That
think
what that
somebody
is?
said.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's unkindness of ravens. That's right, murder of crows.
Yeah.
Which wasn't unkindness for the 4 points of damage they actually did, despite the fact that they were attacking in a fog cloud. Which, hey, if it works, it works, I guess. So, hello, we're back. We're going to play some more Neverember's Enigma for charity. So, up here is a sweet little advantage counter. If you donate, it's 1, for a good cause, but 2, gives the players advantage points they can use throughout the sessions. And that's, well, those are both good things. So, let's go around and say hello to everybody. It's been a minute. Where are those little buttons? Let's start with Bedlam.
Hello everybody. No, I'm Bedlam. I'm playing Brindle Fallow, your local half elf grocer / farmer. It's just kind of making its way here in the city, trying to pay rent, doing a pretty good job of it now. Doing some dabbling in heisting, new career path perhaps. Was carrying around this interesting stone that he has since passed off to Lavinia, who gets to deal with that now. Just picked up some cool loot while heading down into some subterranean area. So that's cool. And we're going to find out how that's going to go.
I think, well, Della, you are muted.
Hi, I'm Della. I was muted. I play B, who is a perfectly normal gnomish wizard with no backstory to speak of. And I will be excited to find out what the hell is down here. This is science. This is pure research. This is wonderful. I get to be a primary source.
Like that. JD.
Hey, I am JD. I play Riv. They are a changeling rogue. And everything is just going perfectly for them across the board in love, in relationships, in dynamics with the rest of this party. everything is stellar and nothing bad is going to happen as we head into this subterranean level.
Hell yeah. And Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm playing Lavinia Hale, a half-elf who, has recently lost her arm, is now dealing with divine entity-induced phantom limb, so she's not, enjoying that, but she's dealing. She's ready to go down into the basement and find out what's up, and she's holding on to this green baguette stone that's chatting some mad shit, so, let's find out what's up.
Most cursed looking baguette in the world.
It's so moldy looking.
Right?
I forget how it looks until I'm reminded, and I regret that every single time.
I won't let you forget. I won't let anyone forget how much this bitch looks like a moldy baguette.
A maggot, if you will.
A maggot.
A maggot.
I love it.
It's the worst olive loaf.
And I'm Andrew. I'm the storyteller. I put a cursed maggot into this game. So here we are. Let's continue the heist, shall we? We left our players in the Brain Death Mausoleum as they were getting ready to descend down a cave that wasn't supposed to be there, but some rogues managed to tunnel their way in, I guess, and came out at an opportune time. Fought the rest of the party and are currently being held by some of their friendly NPC counterparts. The players go and the characters go and look at some strange things below. But before that happens, oh no, my music! Click the button to do music and it just stared at me.
Rude, frankly.
Good music, but not the music I want. Oh. That'll work. We're going to spin away from the mausoleum for a second, kind of zoom out back to Waterdeep proper, right? And it is, after all, the first night of Fleet's Wake. Huge celebration. Fireworks going off, although, some people are complaining about how the fireworks display last year was a lot more intense. There were a lot more, it was a lot longer, and it just seemed like it was really cut short for some reason this year. But nevertheless, people are enjoying festivities across the city. All around, you see just the bright greens and blues and reds of these beautiful fireworks in different shapes and colors being shot up and illuminating parts of the night sky. We see those colors reflected on a wall inside of a small room in the south ward. And in this room, we see a gentleman with pale skin and dark hair. All known as Della. He's just staring at a cursed baguette of his own. And you see there's a littered pile of ashened paper nearby from what looks like some expended scrolls. And he is just sitting there with a smile on his face, going, wow. I didn't think they had it in them. I did not think they had it in them. Clever bastards. Well, I guess I got my work cut out for me. And seeing his lap, he's got a little notebook. He's been idly sketching in, and the camera kind of tilts down. And you see a rough sketch of Brindle Fallow. And he's like, okay, you want to play games? Let's play. And fade out from there.
I'm ready for it.
Let's go. Fade out from there to another area of the city, up by Castle Ward. And we see, despite the different colors of the night sky lighting up different alleyways and streets, a single man walking by himself, almost in a strange black and white alley, trench coat, collar pulled up high, fedora hat pulled low. And he has a piece of notebook paper, and he's looking at an address and staring up at a dark window. And he looks around. There's a camera wipe. Next thing you know, we see him inside, carefully opening a door, looking around at a lost and abandoned home. Chairs toppled over, papers strewn about. He carefully circles the place, glass crunch under his feet. He picks up a picture frame that was knocked to the ground, dusts off the glass a bit, and looks at a photo of a young blonde woman. Glasses. A nice professional attire. Tosses the photo onto the ground. He just says to himself, okay. Now, where did you go? Takes a puff of a cigarette and kind of camera fades as he exits the area. Fade out to an area outside the city. A strange, shimmering portal of light connects three individuals having a conversation. One of them, Alda Arkin, curator of the National History Museum, speaking to two diminutive figures. She says, tests are delayed. We had an incident at the museum. The initial assessment is that the gem did work for what we needed. It would certainly accelerate our timeline. Unfortunately, I no longer have it in my possession. But don't worry, I'll recover it soon enough. And one of the small voices says, we're going to send someone to assist you. This is critical. And Alda nods. I understand. I'll wait their arrival. And the other two on the far end of the shimmering portal just say, silence will fall. And Alda responds, silence will fall. The portal and that whole scene fade away. And lastly, we see a man with a hooded cloak moving carefully through the city to avoid the different pools of light that are projected from the lamps. Occasionally, a silhouette is lit up by the explosion of a firework in the air. Although, through a, serendipitous beam of light, we do catch that he has one gold and one green eye. And you see that he's moving very carefully through the castle ward. He's actually worked his way to a position on a rooftop and is just carefully watching and waiting until finally a door opens on top of a terrace. We see Lady Ladriel Silverhand, accompanied by Wilhelm Hale. We walk around the terrace, clearly deep in conversation, although we can't hear it from this distance. And the man with the two-colored eyes just smiles and goes, found you. And as the camera pans down, you see he's made notes of different entrances and exits, where the lights are, and where the guards are. And that scene fades out as well. And we return back to our crypt.
What was it a map of?
A map of the Waterdeep castle, actually. Different entrances, exits, guard rotations, and where the lights are.
That's probably fine.
Yep. All of that was so fine.
All of that's fine.
Comparatively, what I've realized is we're having a normal one here.
Y'all having a great time. The rest of the city, not so much. I could have cut the Captain Zod. He's just partying right now.
He's having the most normal one.
Yeah. He's actually having a normal one.
He's having a blast. Fleetsway rocks for him.
I hope CW is partying with him. Somebody should be.
Me too.
In the back, yeah, CW and the whole boat crew are just getting hammered. Like, don't we have the boat tomorrow? We're like, yeah. You think this is a problem? Not if we keep drinking. We can't get a hangover if we stay drunk. Yeah, like they're having a great night.
What kind of sailor are you if you can't sail while drunk? I mean,
honestly.
I mean, what do you even do with a drunken sailor?
Right, no question.
But now we've returned back to the mausoleum where the four of you just have decided to go explore underneath.
I mean, where all the insects go, we go, apparently. So, right. So, yeah, flashback to last time. We sent all the bugs down there.
We love it down here! It's so dark and creepy.
It's great. It's great. Come check it out. We're not going to turn on you or anything.
No.
We're not luring you to a place where we can swarm you.
Surely not.
Surely not.
So, I think we're chatting about this a little bit offline. About some of the things we found on the plague doctor guy, right? Who turned out to be a what was he again?
A
Kokra.
Oh, was it Koku?
Oh no, he's a Kenku.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a Kenku.
Kenku.
He's a little bird wearing a little bird mask. Who would have known?
And we're gonna do some bird interrogation soon. Well, somebody will.
When he wakes up.
Throw him in like just throw him in a little jail cell and be like, "Welcome to the bird cage."
No.
Too much.
Something about an aviary, I don't know. But he had some cool stuff on him, right? So I think we got some neat loot. I know that Brindle was interested in that mirror image potion. That's cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I assume we were able to kind of identify these, right?
Yeah.
B probably. Yeah.
Between B and Volo, you guys can identify this all pretty quickly, and Silas too.
Oh yeah.
Now that he's gotten over the shock of, I guess I didn't kill this guy with the rock. But yeah, you're able to identify them and divvy up the loot to kind of best help out what you're best set yourself up for success. There we go. But speaking of, oh, that's not the right one. There's a photo of Volo, and he's going to go away because he's not joining you on this.
Not coming with us. Do you want to throw the maggot up there so people know?
I could, yeah. Let me find it real quick.
I feel like that thing looming at us from the side is the correct, with its upsetting, cursed
Yes,
olive loaf eyes.
He's in my bag. He's talking mad shit.
I will say, he was just like, "I'd love to give you stuff if you just want to be cool."
He said to Lavinia, he was like, hey, the person who can give you the thing you want, I also want. Let's go in the basement. And Lavinia was like, weird. What could you possibly want?
To do cool stuff. There we go.
I will say, this is a conversation probably once we get down into the little basement area, Lavinia will make the note that maybe we shouldn't keep this thing in our house. Maybe we should take it back to the safe house and put it in like a little vault, because I don't think it talking to us is good for our long-term health.
I think you're probably right about that. There's actually, this is one of those interesting sort of like magical things. There's actually a whole thing called uh uh tensor's encephalopathy, where essentially too much psychic influence of various like magical artifacts can actually do physical brain damage. So yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think
on the other hand, if we don't have it on us, it's going to be easy. Somebody already broke into a place to try and steal this, and like they figured out where it was. They broke in. We only barely got it before they did, right? So I kind of prefer having it with us.
Okay, counterpoint. The person who tried to steal it while we were stealing it at the museum already knows where you live.
Not anymore. I found this cool amulet of proof against detection and location.
You didn't move, Brindle.
We're in a safe house now, right? I don't plan on going back to our original house until this, some things maybe blow over a little bit. But
you're not coming back to the boarding house?
I mean, not for a bit. We just went through all kinds of work to leave there without even being spotted. That was like an hour ago, right? Well, a few. Or was it yesterday? I can't even remember.
It was earlier this morning. Yeah,
it was early this morning. There we go. Yeah.
But if you go there every day, that creates a pattern.
Not if they don't see me.
Somebody's just gonna look.
As opposed to creating a pattern to a place where they know I'm going to come back to. I don't know. I think I'm sticking with the safe house. But
I am okay. Well, if you're staying at the safe house, then I guess you're staying at the safe house with the stone, because that's where I'm saying we should keep that instead of the boarding house, where somebody has already found us once.
The stone does speak up, Lavinia, as you're having this conversation, and does say, well, if I get a vote,
no.
I prefer the company of others, Courier.
Lavinia kind of just like they just see Lavinia just like lift the flap to look in the bag, and she's like, telling me you're fucking lonely?
I'm saying that adventures simply done by oneself can in fact become dull. In my travels, I prefer companions.
I'll take that under advisement. Just kind of.
Actually, yeah, I mean, now that I do have this this amulet as proof against location, maybe it would be better if I was carrying the stone again. But I don't want to.
I will carry the stone for the rest of the night so you can settle down, and then you can take it back when you go back to the safe house. How about that?
I think, yeah, that would be great. Okay.
I have a question. Speaking of, I don't know, weird stones. What are y'all doing with that yellow gem that's, in Lady Brandath's tomb, where she was supposed to be?
I absolutely would have yoinked that.
Dope.
Yeah, I was gonna say
anyone else, unless somebody else much faster or capable of reaching over top of the tomb, is able to do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Liv would.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah,
Brindle
would, but Brindle was in no state for that.
I was going to say, I was not going to take it out of somebody's tomb with their son standing right there, is my thing. Everyone saw that.
I feel like Riv could get away with it.
Let me, so between Rainier and, between Riv and B, make just a dexterity check.
My dice.
Rainier is straight up just like, my mother's corpse is missing and is now just laid into these bandits some more of like, what the fuck did you do?
I didn't realize this. She was supposed to be there.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she's gone. She's been gone, and all that is there is the stone.
Yeah, he's a little preoccupied, and Volo's like, no. We can ask them questions, but at this point, like, they're tied up. I don't think we need to get rough with them.
What am I rolling, a dex check?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Would we need a knowledge check at all to see if these are one of the stones that fit in the evil baguette?
I
Out of
did that last
curiosity.
time, and it was.
Did you do that last time?
Yeah.
Okay. I missed that. All right.
What did B get?
I got a 19.
19. What did Riv get?
17.
Okay.
Got your squirrely little hands on it.
B does manage to get a hold of it right before you, Riv. As like you're about a half second behind B, thinking like, "Oh, let me grab this," and B just kind of grabs it first.
I like to think that actually Riv is going for it and then pauses because of where it's located and kind of looks over at Rainier and stops.
My mother. Yeah. Okay. Then B manages to kind of grab it in the commotion.
Yes. I would. Oh man. I need to make a wisdom check to see if I'm going to be an academic about this.
YOLO.
Polo?
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm gonna pause. I'm actually gonna cast Identify.
Okay. Well, you have your pearl, so that's good.
I do.
Oh boy, you cast on the stone. All right, on the yellow stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You cast on the yellow stone. It takes you through a series of visual images. For everyone else, you see B just kind of prepare to cast the spell, cast it, and then like her eyes just completely glaze over, and she is just somewhere else. But you see a series of images of just strange and bizarre conjurations, traveling through almost the cosmos, moving through different like stars and planets. There are just things that you as an academic have a couple references for, but clearly just been passed too far to truly identify. As you're realizing you're perceiving not just like space, but maybe even like other layers of dimensions on top of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And very quickly, as like this information rushes by you, you kind of put together this thing has a just ridiculously long history and has traveled a variety of places. And you realize that this is a part of that 4-piece set, right? It doesn't quite light up, but you can see like, oh, hey, even in the bag of holding that Lavinia has, like there's a slot this gem absolutely goes. And like you just know that empirically. But the Yellowstone itself, while it has a ton of magical potential, has no abilities on its own. But it is definitely part of a like set or puzzle that you feel once put together would be extremely powerful.
Do I get the sense that this is a power source specifically?
Less power source, more that the cursed baguette stone is like the actual brain behind this thing, and everything else is just some component to make the rest of the body run. But they can't seem to they can't seem to function separate from the actual large emerald.
Okay. So the identify spell, I believe, lasts quite some time.
I believe you're right.
So It is extremely unlikely that Rainier would not see me doing this.
It takes about a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at some point Rainier would look over and like do a double take and go, "Yeah, you okay?"
B would sort of stay in the thing.
Like
Sort
look
of
at
what?
Volo and be like, "What's going on over there?"
Oh,
Volo would
this is
like
academics.
Volo would just gingerly like,
There's no way Volo hasn't seen someone cast Identify before.
"Oh, he has."
Oh,
That
he's
does.
just
You have to understand, just because you're identifying something doesn't mean it can't do stuff to you.
oh
And so he's like, pokes
oh
you, like, "Are you
yeah.
okay?"
When B sort of comes back, she's just like, oh yes,
Ah,
sorry.
there she is.
Yes, hi, yes. Um, wow.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Yes, I am back. This is incredible.
How so?
Well, it's a puzzle piece.
I do love puzzles.
To a puzzle you've seen before?
Yes. Um, this is a terrible question to ask. May this was your mother's, correct? Did this belong to her, or is this something else?
Rainier's calmed down a little bit and turns back to you and says, "Hey, I don't know what that is."
Okay. Can I have
Um,
it? I mean, not me. It's. I think it's very magically interesting. I would give it back.
I'll make a deal with you.
Huh?
Because I have some concerns that these two, once they are fully conscious, I'd like to get a few answers from them. But if you think there's some magical properties to it, I'm happy to let you hang on to it and study it for a bit. I don't
That
think
would
I'd be
be
able to assess it nearly as quickly. What I'm going to ask from you, though, is help me understand why it's here. If it has anything to do with my mother's missing body and where these two fit in.
I will be very honest with you. The reason that I picked this up to identify it is that I know that there are ways that uh souls can be bound into gems, and I was concerned for your mother.
Is my mom?
She's not.
Okay.
That would have been the first thing I said. Trust me. If there was a person in here, I would have told you. There is not a person in here.
Okay. Well, that's a relief. Thank you. Yeah, if you could help me figure out why, I'm perfectly happy to let you hold on to that for a while.
I absolutely will. I'll let you know anything I can find out. The
Chat's mean.
Yeah, it's true though. Uh yeah, I will absolutely tell you everything that I know. Anything I can find out. Yeah. But thank you. Thank you. I know was a weird question at a deeply weird time, and of course if there's anything I can do to help you find your mother's body, I absolutely will. I'll do anything I can.
As much as I hate to say it, Volo has talked a little reason into me. I don't. I'm going to definitely take you up on that, but I don't think there's anything I can do about it right this moment.
True.
For scale and reference, by the way, the stone's about yay big.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's like it's a hefty thing. B saying "Can I have it?" when it's probably insanely valuable was a pretty crazy thing to say.
I mean, anybody else would probably want to keep it. If you have a trust fund, it's kind of whatever.
Yeah. So
But
I did send my vermin swarm down the hole to clear a path for us. Do we like to take advantage of that?
Courier,
for a
if you
little
could ask the small one if she would be willing to reunite me with that piece of myself, I would be eternally grateful.
B, do you want to put that in the bag for a minute so you don't have to worry about it falling? And then she will like gesture very pointedly, not at her bag, but at the bag that she got from Brindle.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Can I roll a vibe check, my guy?
Yeah, roll a vibe check.
Inside check
this-
the
is this-
baguette.
I will kneel down. I will kneel down and angle the bag so you can see the baguette. Just you can see the baguette so you can vibe check him.
Yeah, I'm really just sort of like knowing what I know about that the voice what talks smack, the
Mhm.
rock what talks smack.
Yep.
And this not power source but piece. Does this feel like a good idea?
Like you said it wasn't in one of the eye slots, but it goes somewhere.
No, it does go in one of the eye slots.
Oh yeah, no, that
I know.
100% goes in an eye slot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
But-
Brindle
what-
just shaking.
Oh man, what do I roll to vibe check this? I don't know.
Wisdom?
I say you just go for it, but that's just me.
Yeah, well, you're the GM. I implicitly distrust you.
That's fair and reasonable.
The stone keeps trying to convince us of things and talk us into stuff, and do we really want to give it more things that it wants? I don't. This is like
but Sergio told us. But Sergio told us that we were looking for eyes.
Yeah.
Looking for.
He did say it was important to get all the pieces.
To put them all together.
I think.
How much do we trust Sergio?
He's a cool dude.
We trust everyone implicitly.
That's not true. That's not true, but I do trust Sergio.
I do trust Sergio.
I don't.
I trust Sergio. I think the wise move for B, I think in this case would have been, no, I want to wait until I go. I can like look at this under like essentially laboratory settings, But I think with the 9 that I rolled, I think B is just gonna be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I have very tiny pockets.
Okay. You drop the eye into the bag of holding with the stone.
I should have negotiated. Maybe it would have given me cool stuff.
Lavinia, you immediately feel a surge of energy.
Oh, I don't like it. Just kind of, you just see Lavinia do like a full body, just like, ugh.
It's like when a person's sitting there, just kind of chilling, and they do like a full body shiver for no reason.
Somebody stepped on my grave.
Yep. 2 things happen.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Actually 3 things. One, you hear the stone almost like breathe a sigh of relief and just like, better. And it almost like you feel it kind of blinking and its vision clearing a little bit. It's an odd sensation. Like when you rub your eyes too hard and then those white spots slowly go away and things come back into focus and you're like, I got clarity. gain an extra second level spell slot.
Me?
Nope,
No.
Lavinia.
Lavinia.
Oh,
As you feel a surge of just magical energy course through
It's
your
the
body.
carrier. Yeah.
Oh.
And as it says, thank you, courier. As I said, I would be grateful. So let me show you some gratitude.
Lavinia just like looks really uncomfortable, and then she looks at all the other people in the room who have no idea what we did at the museum, so she can't say anything. And she's just like, oh.
Also, since you've helped me, I would like to continue to help you. You are focused on a number of goals, drawing your attention all through the city, and all of them seem incredibly important. And therefore, I've decided to help remove distractions from your life. After all, why waste every night sleeping? And you no longer have to sleep.
You were half elf. You barely slept anyway.
I know, this is true. I barely slept as it was, but
Being given powers for free. This is great. There's no way this can't.
there is no way this is going to be bad for me in the long. Lavinia's just quietly like keeping track of all this because she's like, this will be fine. When I give it back to Brindle, it'll be his problem.
What happens when you have too many warlock pacts claiming the same entity?
I have a Celestial, and I have what does he count as?
That's a great question.
He's not a Celestial. What
Nope.
is he?
Not celestial.
Yeah, I think when I scried it was some like it was like outside, some kind of like, the word I'm coming up with is outsider.
You're telling me it's a great old one? That's one of the pact options for warlocks.
Did you scribe the stone? Or scry the stone?
I didn't scry the stone. No, I cast detect magic on it.
Oh no, it was the detect magic just said magic unidentifiable.
Magic unidentifiable. Okay.
It does not cleanly or neatly fit into one of the 9 schools of magic.
Extreme shrug.
Which is more of a like, that's weird. Almost everything fits into those schools of magic, except for like the divine, people who create their own spells, and weird other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a Lovecraftian bread loaf.
Loafcraftian.
But, yes, Lavinia, you no longer need to sleep. In fact, that like little bit of fatigue you were kind of feeling at the edges just because it's starting to get so late at night just fully evaporates. And the stone says, well, Kerr, I said I'm a pleasant travel companion. Let's continue our journey.
Lavinia, just with the one arm, you just see her like take hold of the bag real sharply and just give it like a one rough little like shake like that.
Just no reaction.
This only makes sense to Brindle.
I understand this movement of frustration.
So, basement?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go in the basement. That's where the weird ringing in the back of my head of some celestial energy radiates, full of woe and the other stages of grief.
Divine. It is also not celestial.
Divine.
Lavinia
does say all that part out loud, though. It's like the stages of grief are down there. Let's go see them.
Oh dear. All right. Well,
it's
very insistent. It's been calling all night.
As the 4 of you descend down this kind of vertical shaft, you realize that there's been some small pitons like hammered into different areas so they could climb up about a 15-foot vertical climb. And as you reach the bottom, it narrows out into like a small hunched passage. If you were about 4 foot or higher, you'd have to kind of really stoop down or crawl. For B, this is actually very roomy.
This is great. This is fine.
And then the passage descends or travels further along into darkness. I know that I think everybody but Brindle has dark vision, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't have dark vision.
You? Well, no, I'm sorry. You're half elf.
I was gonna say, I think we both have low light vision.
Yeah.
Let me
I think
double check.
you should all have dark vision.
I have dark vision. I also have light if we need it.
I was gonna say, I also have light. Oh, I do have dark vision. Dark vision, 60 feet.
Yeah. So everyone can kind of see down this tunnel. You've seen this like grainy black and white kind of version of things, but you can clearly see it stretches on much further than 60 feet to kind of a more darkness near the end. Who's going first?
I don't know.
I think Brindle might be pretty excited. I heard there's a whole city down here.
Brindle, you were on fire.
I was on fire. Now we're in the dark, heading toward a whole underground city that I did not know existed. So
I don't think we're going to reach the city from this tunnel in particular. You got to go a lot deeper down.
But did you tell Brindle that? Because he's just excited and out front is all I'm saying. If you want to hold him back and be like, look, we've still got a ways to go, then yeah, I guess he might hold back then. But I've got 6 whole hit points. I am like
you're
ready to go.
I was gonna say,
Did I have more than that? Did you heal me more?
No, you don't. No,
you have 6. You have 6.
You are correct. We just look pained because of that.
Yeah.
I think probably in this case, because the tunnel is so narrow and small, but it's just completely normal for B. I think B might be in front.
Okay. B, you take the lead. As you're kind of walking down this dark tunnel, just standing upright because you're just chilling in this nice space. It's kind of cozy. You'll travel for a couple of minutes, and you can see that this was all hastily dug and rather fresh. Right. Maybe not like yesterday, but in the matter of like probably the last week or so, this has been dug out. You can still kind of smell the fresh dirt, and you can still see signs of like early work. And in some areas, the supports are lacking. And something that B would just kind of be able to pick up on. A little further down, you start to see very, very soft light. It's hard to tell what color with your dark vision, but something is illuminating a little bit in the distance. So it's like a shadowy flicker.
Okay. I assume that if I can see this, my dark vision is also 60 feet. So if I see this, others are seeing this.
Yeah, they're kind of doing the Scooby-Doo like around you. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
It's not that hard with me. I think B would continue. Do I get a sense? So this tunnel's been dug over the course of the past couple months, so it's fresh, but it's not like
Weeks.
weeks. Okay, I'm not finding anything much. Well, I mean, I'm not finding much older than that as we go further down.
No, it's actually starting to age the further you get in.
Okay.
As you like landed and started traveling, that was like looks like it was the most recently dug out area. And you can kind of see after about 100 feet or so, there's a new section where, it's. I think for a human, it'd be really hard to tell the difference, but for someone like who does masonry, who does kind of underground work, you can see like, okay, hey, the air smells a little different here, the dirt smells a little different. It's not as fresh. And as you keep going, you kind of see like feel those slight differences every 50 or 100 feet or so.
I think I would point that out as quiet a voice as possible to my companions.
Question. We
Yeah.
still have the keys that let us speak telepathically to one another.
You do.
Oh, okay.
If we use them, does it automatically ping Sergio? Like, are we going to accidentally like group call him in to this action, or can we just manage it to the four of us?
It, as described, anybody holding a key is linked to that spell.
I think it's fine. We'll group call him in.
That's fine.
He can just, if he wants to ignore us, he can ignore us.
Okay. I'll say that that's something you all cast as you were getting ready to come down, because it takes 10 minutes to cast it, but you're able to link it up and do that.
Well, we were still in that first little tunnel when we were discussing.
Mm-hmm.
But boom, those telepathic bonds are back on, and you can, kind of hear each other's thoughts.
Yeah, so I think you guys would get just like a quick message about the light, but then all that information about the age of these tunnels. Do I get an idea of what dug it? Like, do these look like hand tools, magic assisted tools? Does it look animal in origin?
Claws.
Was it magically separated?
You're seeing like the occasional supports that are being thrown in here. This definitely looks like it was like man-made.
Yeah, but I guess
sloppy,
I'm asking.
but
I guess I'm asking about how they made it. Like, are we talking about, did a druid get get an earth elemental to do it? Did a
looks like pickaxe shovels.
Okay.
That's sloppy. So dwarves weren't here.
So yeah, it's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking it couldn't be dwarves. You'd think that with the height, but
oh no, it was child labor.
Oh no!
the children yearn for the mines.
That's why they love Minecraft. Continue down this tunnel, and it starts to merge out into that shadowy lit area you saw. And you get about 15 feet from the tunnel entrance. And B, you can see this pretty clearly. The rest of you can kind of see bits and pieces around her. It opens up into a slightly larger cavern. It looks like the tunnel opens up into a walkway to the left that kind of disappears out of view. And down in a bit of a recess, you can see a silhouette of some sort of stone figure.
Okay. The silhouette of a stone figure. It's not moving.
No, but it's large.
It is large. It is stone. It's backlit?
The light seems to be coming from it.
Oh, it's glowing.
Ooh, I want to go check out the glowy statue.
Yeah, same. I'm going to continue forward to the glowing statue.
I don't suppose we could do a check to see if we recognize the statue, or
Yes.
You can. So as you get closer and kind of are at the edge of the tunnel, you can see, yep, there's a path that goes to the left, and then it seems like it winds down a bit and then disappears into like a wider section of more established tunnel or mine. The craftsmanship kind of goes up here. And in fact, as you're looking at it, this tunnel looks like it was just kind of cut out of an already established underground chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Down in that recess at about 45-ish degree angle is this very large, probably let's guess 30, maybe 40 feet tall stone statue that looks like it's kind of crumbled. Legs are missing, and it kind of looks like it kind of shifted and fell, and then whatever its base was at some point just deteriorated, or was maybe mined out for resources. Who knows? But it looks like a dwarf. If anyone would like to make a history check,
Yeah.
or a religion check, you're welcome to.
Hey, Andy, not that like you need any more ammo, but as a note, Riv has been walking in the darkness this entire time. Uh,
Is
they
that that
can't
one?
see,
Sorry.
so do with that what you will.
That's right. You don't have dark vision.
Oh,
I sure don't.
you're a human.
I'm a human.
Let's ask this question then. I assume you've kind of like grabbed someone's coattails and kind of followed them through what is probably a nightmare at this point, as you're just in these dark enclosed tunnels, and the only point of light behind you slowly is reduced to like a little pinprick. And
Brindle has rope, by the way. He could have handed you some rope to be able to. You don't have to hang on to a coattail. I'm just saying we do have some rope here. You could hang on to.
I think that's up to Riv, but as you do see this light getting closer, for everyone else, it's kind of in that black and white view. Riv, it's like a weird, like soft green glowing light.
Okay.
I feel like at one point I may have said purple, but that is not correct. It's green.
Green. Interesting. We'd love to see it. This is fine. Riv also hasn't told any of you that they can't see. You just might have, for instance, Brindle felt them grab onto your leg at one point.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, yeah. If you didn't say anything or mention it the night, then I guess Brindle probably wouldn't have noticed, to be honest. Unless you ran into something, I guess. But if you're just
I was gonna say, I know you can't see. My father is a human. But you didn't say anything, so I figured you were fine.
What's going through Riv's head with all this? As all slowly start to emerge and see the statue with like this weird green. It's not just for everyone's awareness. It's not just like glowing green like a glow stick. They're just like wisps of green light that occasionally come up and off of it. Every now and then, when this wisp comes up and catches one of the eyes, and they both light up for a moment, and then the light fades away.
Well, Riv has had a lot going through their head. No one would have seen this, I would imagine, in the darkness, given that we were all following one another, / most of us were crawling. But as they were moving through that tunnel, which to them was completely black, their face kept shifting just a bit, taking on the aspect of Adrian, taking on the aspect of Mr. Black, taking on the museum curator, and so many other faces that they've borrowed and worn. And there was almost a look of frustration as it settled back into Riv's own face, because they couldn't find the right one for this moment. They couldn't find a face that would fix things. So they are very glad to see not only this glowing light, because it is light, but it is something else to focus on than whatever was going through their head as they did that, because they're not sharing that, of course. You have just been getting silence from their side of the chat.
Okay. What do people roll in the history or religion checks?
Oh yeah, that was a nat one.
I got
absolutely
a natural
on history.
5.
15.
That
Or an
one,
11.
5, 15.
I got a 21 for religion.
Woo! There we go.
Oh,
All right.
Good.
Someone beat the DC. This is.
I mean, Brindle did. Brindle knows exactly what the statue is. That's
an opportunity.
CW, is somebody related to CW? It looks just like CW. like this is clearly like Brindle's very excited to see CW down here in statue form. Like oh my gosh, is CW more famous than I thought? This is great. This is awesome. B, have you seen this before?
With an 11 religion check, I don't think I get much better other than it's probably not CW.
It's definitely not CW.
Did Riv roll religion or history?
Probably history.
Riv on a 15 for history. You don't know what this statue is, but you do know, just kind of through like talks, rumors, and especially kind of the like some seedy underground figures that you potentially run into, is that there are parts of the Undercity that people don't mess with. Like, yes, it's a great way to like move about. It's a great way to kind of like hide from the watch, or it's a great way to like just do other varying types of crime. But the reason why it's not traveled as often is because there is just weird old shit down here. And people have told you stories about like running to strange dungeons and strange like creatures that live down here. Not just like the passageways to the Underdark, which that's a whole nother level of mess, but there are rumors of just layers and layers and layers of old magic, like effectively wizard bunkers built under here, even before you start to reach the upper dark. And a lot of those come with traps, spells, other things. That's not the only thing that's down here. This area is huge. But there are some people who have just gone down here and never returned. And people just think it's because they got eaten or mauled by a spell or a monster, or saw something that they just didn't quite understand and couldn't comprehend. So as you look at that, you're like, that's weird. And then all these thoughts kind of start coming back to you of like, oh yeah, I've talked to people that have been down here. It's not right down here. Lavinia, the DC was 20.
Oh, fuck.
So on a
Thank
21.
you, plus 2 religion.
Yeah. You recognize the statue, and it's weird because this is a thing you probably read in a book like, I don't know, 6 years ago at one point, that just seemed kind of cool that the author decided to throw in. But this is a statue of an old dwarven god of loss and darkness named Doomithorn. And Doomithorn, by dwarven standards, is considered ancient. It's part of some of the original dwarven kingdoms and is considered to be a, well, unironically, lost god. If you talk to CW would tell you like, oh yeah, once upon a time there was there were legends about this guy. 3 pantheons ago. There's no statue of him here.
And it's actively glowing.
Actively glowing.
Does this feel like the source of the call?
You feel a strange kinship with this statue.
That would be the thing. The thing I've been feeling all night.
Stages of grief.
In my arm.
Your arm?
My arm.
Do you know who it is? I know it's a dwarf, and that's all I got.
B, it's CW.
If CW was descended maybe from Doom, I doubt that.
Does that name mean anything to me at all? Doomithon.
Doomithorn.
Dimethorn. What does B know that name? Has that been something that CW would ever have talked about in a relatively...
And in the same way that sometimes people were like, hey, this Odin guy was pretty cool once.
Like
Yeah.
he's not actively worshipped anymore. And in a culture and world reality where gods can just show up.
Mm-hmm.
When I say he is lost, I mean, I don't think there's anybody who's worshipped Dimethorn in hundreds of years. This is surprisingly close to the surface for someone who's been lost for so long.
Go ahead.
Do you think those guys from upstairs could have had anything to do with this?
B, go ahead and make an investigate check. The rest of you can too. B, I think B, you have advantage.
Okay, cool. I'm going to use a different die because that one failed me.
Investigation.
So the first roll is 17 and the second is 21.
Okay.
Nice.
Wait, no, non-natural 20. Sorry.
30-20, baby.
30-20.
Mine was an 11. We can just say I'm still mystified.
A lot going on.
Brindle got a 19.
Okay. What about Riv?
15.
15. Okay. Riv and Brindle noticed something interesting almost simultaneously, but I'll do B first. It's noted, hey, it's weird that this statue of a lost god is so close to the surface. B, you look at this thing again, the weird angle, the lack of a base, the disturbances of the earth around the actual bottom of the statue. It looks like it was pushed up through the earth, or maybe clawed its way out, and has just kind of stopped here.
Oh.
For Brindle and Riv, like, that part doesn't really register. But man, oh man, if you can't help but think you spotted the silhouette of a door at the base of this thing.
Oh.
Well, canted slightly sideways, but nevertheless, the light kind of moved at an angle and you just maybe thought you saw that silhouette.
Oh, heck yeah. Brindle will just move for that door. I see a door. That door should be open.
I think Riv would move to try and intercept you since they also saw the door. And so I just imagine Brindle goes for it and Riv just goes to grab your wrist before you can touch it.
Just like, no.
What?
It's dangerous down here.
I mean, it doesn't seem that dangerous. It's just a statue.
Lavinia's gonna reach into the bag to get Mr. Sassy Mouth out. Because he was telling me when I first picked him up, he was like, it's down there.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna pull the baguette out with his fancy new eye. She's gonna hold it towards the dwarf statue. She's gonna be like, what? You said you felt this too. What is this?
This courier is the end of one of my journeys, and perhaps the beginning of another.
What do you mean? Don't be cryptic right now. What do you mean?
Is this the best place for this?
Lavinia's too locked in to respond to that.
The gem It just says, if you'd like, I can help all of you learn more about what's down here. I think you specifically, Courier, would benefit from it. I think the others may learn something as well. For me, this is, well, where another one of my journeys will end. But not now.
How many journeys are you going on? How many lives do you have?
Endless. I'm eternal. This is just one stop.
All right, we're
A
not.
very, very long journey through the astral sea.
Okay, I'm very happy for you and your future. Why is this talking to me?
Oh, he won't talk. Thorn is a silent god. But he knows things. He'll communicate in other ways that are not speech. You feel another pulse of that weird nostalgia. He's a place of, or being of reflection. You see in him what you're looking for.
Oh man, Brindle is so curious what this Dwarven god is thinking right now.
Which, actually, on a DC 20, you would know that as well, is that Doomthorn, like, famously does not speak.
Are you relaying this to the rest of chat?
I think because I'm hooked in telepathically, I think in this instance, you guys do hear this. Which is probably the first, which means B and Riv get to hear the stone for the first time. I don't think the stone can hear you guys.
Do you want it to?
Yeah.
I mean, I just assume this stone hears what we're thinking all the time, no matter what.
Lavinia's just like,
creepy stone.
The silent god, huh?
Brindle, why are you shaking your head? You just wanted to walk through the door.
Why is it?
Oh, that loaf, that stone. I just, it's so creepy. It's so creepy. This god statue is really cool though. But I get a little weirded out every time this stone talks to us. I don't know what it's about.
I'm gonna go.
Keeps offering us things.
Why is it glowing? Why? I just keep turning it towards me and back. Why is it glowing?
It's clearly taken an interest in events. You, potentially me.
I'm spoken for. You saw that little elephant upstairs, right?
Perhaps this will help, because you are holding the stone.
Yeah.
So it's going to cast a spell.
Counterspell.
Counterspell. Fuck that shit.
Stop it. Use your words.
It's got what level?
Counterspell.
What level is this thing? Is it? I can't be that high. Yep. Okay. Cool. It casts a spell. Lavinia, you're immediately thrown out of this area entirely, right? And you are just pulled into a sea of stars and visions.
Just mentally projecting this to the rest of you. If I must suffer, so must you.
And you all get like kind of a watered down, like grainy 80s TV version of this. But you experience this in full like HD. It travels with you. It's very similar to the way B did, but much faster and through a series of rapidly changing events, seeing like shapes, images, places, and things or people, or you don't know what you've never seen before in your life, scattered in with a few recognizable things, like iconic scenes from Neverwinter and like the deserts of Kalampur, but then immediately washed away by like strange and bizarre landscapes that you've just never even seen or even comprehend existing. And it finally just takes you to a point where it shows an old dwarven kingdom filled with splendors and riches. The height of the ancient dwarven empires. And you don't know this, but the stone conveys this knowledge. And see a time when these statues were first created and actually put throughout the kingdoms. And the history of these different gods, and it focuses on Dumathor. But there are others that pass by you, have monuments built in their image, and then crumble into dust. Dumathor never fades, simply just moves and reemerges. Maybe not as the same statue, but it's the same concept or entity. And every single person you ever see approach the statue seems to connect with it in some sort of tranquil meditation. And you can almost feel what they're feeling. And like every request is different and every need is different, but the base layer is the same of something is lost and they're either trying to move forward from that loss or recover what was lost. And which one happens is, from what you seem to gather, almost entirely random, but both are a possibility. And it shows you one more thing. Trying to determine how much it would be able to show you based on the spell. Actually, no, that'd be the extent of it. It'd show you all of that, and with it, you just see like the entire history from the initial build to now of this statue, this entity.
But it doesn't show me what's through that door.
This to you. The door is not part of Dumathorn, but it is of his domain. He did not create that.
His domain, loss and darkness.
Loss is perceived negatively, Courier. Loss is simply an experience that triggers, well, decisions. Triggers changes. Not all loss is bad.
I'm gonna go listen at the door.
Okay.
Like, does it look like, is it like a portal, or is it just like a door cut into the rock?
It looks like the silhouette of a door is carved into this rock base.
I'm gonna see if it's anything I'm here.
Okay.
Or
so you have
if I can see how thick it is or whatever.
River and Brindle kind of hanging nearby, having this like kind of hushed conversation about, hey, this stuff is kind of dangerous, and Brindle being like, it's just a statue, whatever, man.
It's a door. It's like, it's supposed to be opened. Otherwise, it would be a wall.
Brindle.
Okay.
As you try to listen near the door, go ahead and roll perception. No.
Perception is
Just kind of imagining like B just like ducking between us because we're focused on this. And she's just like, yeah, just gonna go right there.
yeah.
I'm not sure if Brindle even knows how he would open this thing yet anyway.
There is
I think
no
that was
handle.
going to be, this was going to be step 2, first try to open it. So step 2, figure out how to open it.
I will not be helping with that because I rolled a 9.
Lavinia is outside of her body while all this is happening.
The second time I've rolled a 9 on this dice.
It is stone. Unfortunately, you can't hear much through it. The Lavinia, last piece you were left with was as you get that entire history, the stone does say, not all loss is bad, but if you were to try to reconcile with the loss or change it, this is the place.
Oh, and Brindle hears that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, puts 2 and 2 together because he felt some amount of loss related to his mom from up above that was kind of drawing him in, and really wants to open this door. What do I have to do to figure out how to open this door?
I need you to roll investigation check, please, or Arcana. I'll take that.
I don't think I have an advantage on Arcana, so let me take a look. Yeah. 18.
Okay. On an 18, was this investigation?
This would be investigation, yes. It turns out I don't have an advantage either way, but it would be more likely that Brindle would try to investigate straight up than do an Arcana check, so yeah.
You take a look at this thing and you realize, like, since there's no doors, there's probably like a pressure plate or like a hidden latch somewhere, and you start looking for that, and very quickly do not find one. Despite your thorough searching, you're sure that there's not one here. But you've seen doors that have been linked to magic before, so maybe it's something like that that opens it. Clearly, it's something physical that you have.
I think Brindle mentioned that. I don't think this opens with a mechanism. Maybe it's magic. What do you think, B?
Something like that.
What if we just ask the statue?
Lavinia puts him back in the bag. They meditated on it. They connected with him.
I think Brindle's just going to straight up ask the statue god, Dumathon, can you open the door?
Do me a favor, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
That's 3.
But I get a +1, so it's a 4.
In this moment, you can look at the statue. It's green, glowing eyes, kind of staring down towards you. And you ask it, "Hey, Dumathon, can you open the door?" And the response you get is, well, one, I'm just going to ask you how this reads, right? You are struck with a reflective question. That's this thoughts of your mother and other smaller losses throughout your life, but the mother being the big one that you're kind of considering at the moment. question that you're asked is effectively, what I phrase this in the correct way, but effectively, what loss would be worth her return? And it's a strange feeling or answer to asking to open a door. And you're not sure if the two are related, but that thought does cross your head as you kind of feel almost a sense of balance there. And
Brindle
something
would give up so much, would lose so many things to have his mother back and find out more. He never would have come to the city. All of his connections with his new family, this whole adventure. These are all things that he would have given up to find out more about it. Like the whole reason he came to Waterdeep in the first place was to find his mother. Now, if that that's a big one. So, yes, he would give a lot of things for that.
in your mind appears almost like a set of scales. On one end is the idea that your mother could return. And that is currently tipped way down here. And whatever could balance it is empty. What do you put on the scales?
Yeah. Okay. What would I start putting on the scale to find out if it starts moving it? Oh no. He'd put up the money he just made.
Scale.
From the heist, yeah. Which was significant. That was like
scale moves slightly.
Oh man. He would he'd give up his membership with the guild. He would give up his house here in the city.
Slightly
again. He would give up. Let me think here. Things are just moving slowly. Just a little bit for her to come back. Oh my gosh.
Tiny bits.
Can you give up that stupid stone that we just came across? Brindle's not in possession of the stone. It's okay. Don't worry about it, guys.
As you're looking at these scales, you're getting the sense that you're weighing this not just against your mother, but like the lost time, the lost connections, the lost memories, everything that would have been over just decades of your life. Are trying to be balanced here.
Oh yeah, it would be an enormous life-changing event. So he would pretty much have to give up almost everything about his life thus far. I don't understand. Am I actually? Do I feel like I'm losing these things as I put them on the scale, or am I just weighing out like what it would be like to actually get her back?
It seems more the seconds. It's this.
Oh, okay.
Back and forth, like we're almost again, like almost a reflective meditation of like, hey, if you were to give up these things, what would the cost of that loss be to balance?
Okay. I'm saying this because Brindle's hesitant, dealing with a dark old god and giving things up. So if it doesn't feel like these things are actually fading away or being taken from him, then yeah, give up ever coming to Waterdeep. giving up, knowing these new friends and roommates. Sergio is finding out about his grandmother Walter.
Let's tip this tip a little more.
He would give up ever succeeding in the farmer's business and finding out that he had a niche as far as his a way to make a living. He would give up. Oh man, would consider giving up knowing his foster father, his relationship with his foster father, who actually raised him. This one would cause him to hesitate. This one would really cause him to pause because he stayed, and even though he isn't Brindle's real father, and even though his mother left and all of this stuff happened, he's the one that actually raised him. I think that's where Brindle would stop. I don't think Brindle could actually give that up because he was such an important part of his life. But almost everything else he would just give up. All of it could go.
As you think about your father and all those memories back at the farm, all those days of hard work, but evenings of laughter and entertainment, right? The community there, the kind words, and occasionally rough but never harsh lessons, right? That I just learned. That scale does balance.
Oh man. Okay. So Brindle has an understanding of what his mother's return means to him.
Is it worth the loss of one who loved you for one who may not? The rest of you all just see Brindle kind of just staring at the eyes, and what you've seen is one eye is bright green, the other one is faded. And as this is happening, the other eye is slowly starting to light up to match the same color. And then I think the rest of you can also see this again, maybe not in full HD, but get an idea of what Brindle is thinking through and trying to balance these scales and working through this question of what would you give up for this to
I think this has become something pretty raw for Brindle, right? So a lot of this is bleeding over into the psychic link. I don't think Brindle, I think Brindle would stop there. He would not give up. Henry Fallow is the one who raised him. He put so much of his life into instilling these different virtues into Brindle, teaching him, raising him, everything like that. And I think Brindle realizes that his mom left. His mom chose to leave and give up this farmer's life to go after this elf she met in the woods, and I think that's where he stops, because then he remembers that it's she gave him up, she didn't want to raise him anymore. And he would not give up. He would not lose the person who did stay and raise him, even though he was technically not related to him. So I don't think Brindle would push any further than that. I don't think he can go any further. I don't think he can push the scale down further. So
the light in the statue's eyes slowly fades away, and you just hear a very soft echo of a voice saying, "Sometimes loss is what makes us the people we are."
Brindle hates this introspection.
And that connection starts to fade, and that weird compulsion to try to balance these scales fades away. As all of you are just kind of getting the emotional bleed from Brindle's reflection here.
And Brindle's feeling just the depth of the loss here and realizing how much his mother means to him, even though he tries to keep that out of his mind, you know? Does the door open or does it stay closed?
The door, you hear a click.
Oh, shit. I think Brindle slumps at that, so... He's going to be very angry if the door didn't open. like, fuck. Stupid old gods.
Shit.
I don't. Brindle doesn't go anywhere. He's just sitting there. He's a little drained from that experience.
Rev and B, you also hear that door click.
I think B is going to peek through the door.
Okay. It's still closed. There's just something unlocked or some mechanism moved inside of it.
I think at this point, Lavinia will make her way over to where the group is, and she kind of just like... She has issues with her own mother. And so she's not going to say anything or anything, but she just kind of gives one quick little just like shoulder pat. Just one little pat for Brindle.
You reach out with your other hand, actually. It's weird. And Brindle, you feel a nice solid pat on your shoulder. And as Lavinia, you realize there is a weird, like, spectral arm in this soft green light that you touch your shoulder with.
Too much is happening tonight. I need to be sedated.
And the stone just says, as I said, courier, this could get you what you want.
I think Brindle looks down at the hand or the whatever he's feeling, and then just looks at Lavinia. Okay.
Should we keep going? You're not wrong. This has been a long time. Should we continue onward?
We were looking for a way out. We were looking for a way to get everyone else out that didn't involve going back outside where that man was attacked. I don't think going further down will do that.
Quick question. Just out of curiosity, because we kind of skimmed over this when we were talking about the loot stuff. Did anybody ever take a look at that strange note that we found in there?
I think B would have looked at it.
B seems like the kind of person who would like puzzles. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Yeah, I'll make an just a straight intelligence check.
Yeah.
Do I get proficiency?
I think for this, yes, it's like an academic thing.
Great.
Do you want to use one of the advantages?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I really do. Because that was a 10. No, an 11. All right, different die. Okay. Yeah, this one is a 24.
24.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Okay. I think B, what do you say as you're kind of trying to figure this little cryptic note out?
I think B has been just sort of looking at it every so often and just being like sort of running through likely combinations of things and every so often taking like a little note. And I mean, it may be as she's sort of sitting there asking these questions, has like a little like, oh, burst of sort of inspiration or something, and goes back and like looks at the note again and kind of like cracks it.
Okay.
If I crack it.
You do. On
Okay.
that check, you do.
B is a smarty pants.
He is very clever. You recognize it as kind of a basic substitution cipher. It's not a direct one for one. Seems to be a keyword, but you play around with a couple, and inspiration kind of strikes you, and you try one word, and it works. Out of curiosity, Bedlin, did you figure out what the keyword was?
No. Statistically, it was easier to figure out due to frequency analysis, right? No, I did not know that there was even a keyword associated with that. Maybe if I had like looked at how the alphabets lined up, but I did not do that. Yeah.
Keyword cipher. The keyword is grave. But in it, there seems to be instructions.
So B will read out what Bedlam helpfully cracked for us, which is first right, left at the third option, past the statue, do not touch it. Lady Brandeth's tomb, use key to return safely. Past the statue.
As you read out loud the "do not touch
Don't
it," you
touch
all
it?
realize like how close you are to this door, and like you're like, all right.
I like look inside. Is it open? Is it ajar at all?
It is still just that stone wall, but you heard that some mechanism click inside.
Does the tunnel continue?
So the statue is basically kind of in a little bit of a ravine, right? And so the rest of the pathway when you came out of that improvised tunnel seemed to move off into an actual like established underground route. That's kind of, if you were looking like statues in front of you, looking off to the left and like up about 20 feet of, at this point, rock and mud into a more structured tunnel that takes you somewhere else and looks a lot more clean.
Okay.
Or like built by design, I should say.
Yeah. I will say, why don't we find our way out first?
Is there a stick or anything nearby? Can I poke the door?
Yeah, there's like rocks and debris
it?
and stuff on the ground. You could like pick up a rock and kind of like push it on the door if you wanted to.
Did you not get a telescoping pole and character creation?
Outstanding adventurer pack, 10-foot pole, baby.
Yeah, right?
Do I have that? I don't have that.
It is technically not standard in 5e for adventuring packs, but I think that's criminal. And I think that every adventurer should have a good token stick.
A telescoping pole. All right. Okay.
The number of times
go on.
The number of times you could just solve any dungeon problem with, I don't know, I got a stick. Crap. Yeah, that wasn't it. Okay, cool. Like,
see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'd like to do. I'd like to poke it with a stick of some sort. I'd like to poke the door with a stick. If I have a telescoping pole, then that would be ideal.
I am perfectly fine with that. Yeah, you pull out like a telescoping stick and just kind of give this door a shove. And the stone door, despite its heavy appearance, just swings open.
I want to look inside. I want to peer into the abyss.
Brief flash.
What did you let out?
Light. And inside, for a moment, you see just a cavern of riches and splendor beyond your imagination. And in the literal blink of an eye, and all of you see this, it vanishes into a dark room with rocks strewn about, cobwebs in the corner.
All right, that looked weird.
It's probably a trap to get you to go in there, and then you never get to leave.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm not getting great
I
vibes architecturally speaking from any of this. Just from a pure OSHA compliance standpoint, this is bad.
This creepy room underneath the moving god statue seems unsound architecturally.
Seems unsound. It's not great.
B, what would we do without you?
Brindle's mostly put out because of the emotional cost that he paid to open this door, and it's just like I was hoping to be something there.
I mean, riches beyond your wildest dreams for a moment.
Yeah. And now they're lost. Okay. We can keep going. And
We can come back.
We know where it is now.
that's true. I guess we could come back through and do like try to detect if there's anything in it, and yeah, just to make sure. But yeah. So by the way, for the record, even though I did decode that 2 weeks ago, I absolutely forgot what it said, and I did not go back and read it today. even though I did copy and paste it in there because I want to be true to Brindle, like I want to be true to character going into this. So it just seemed like a good time to maybe check that. But Brindle was absolutely going for that door. He did not expect anybody to stop him. Like he was. Yeah. Anyway, that could have turned out really interesting.
We would have been like
Interesting as a word.
sliding food scraps under the door.
Yeah.
Always
I
happy
totally
to
forgot
save
about
you from yourself.
Yeah. Hey. You know.
Look, Riv's just looking out.
Riv knows sneaky people and how sneaky people think.
Riv has seen how impulsive Brindle is and is trying to stay 2 steps ahead of him.
Brindle, I'm enjoying playing an impulsive character. It's good stuff.
I love it.
Okay, but anyway, I think Brindle's kind of heartbroken its whole experience, but ready to move on. So
yeah. So nobody wants to go inside? All right.
No.
Not right now. No, not after all that. Not after reading the, decoding the thing and being like, hold on now. So yeah.
Okay. Where to next?
We take a quick 10.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, let's take a quick 10. As you're all kind of processing this information and trying to figure out what to do next. You do hear from that left tunnel, far off in the distance, the echo of heavy boots and footsteps. We'll be back in 10. See you soon.
Oh no, it's the rest of the gang!
No.
Bum, bum.
I'm saying if you ever end up playing a campaign where you are like in the Underdark at the height of the Dwarven kingdoms down there, there is just so much cool lore that doesn't get messed with. Because everyone's like, oh, the Underdark, whatever. It's just got like it's like maps and layers and just like cool stuff down there.
Those are the Duragar, if I remember it right. Duragar. I can't remember what the dark dwarves are called, but
they're
Duragar.
one of the many types of dwarves that are down there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like full kingdoms of stuff. It's so cool. My buddy's running a on and off Underdark game where my happy little chronomancer who's just doing research in Kalampur got kidnapped and dragged into the Underdark. Because he was like, hey, session 1, you're going down to the Underdark. We're like, great. So I walked around for like 8 sessions as a human in the Underdark and had a bad time. We were just set up by the person we were trying to questing with, and then of course they sold us out to Drow, who just basically had us building stuff for them, and then we had to manage to escape that. It was all terrible, but there's a lot of cool stuff down there too.
I played a Pathfinder game once where we were in the Underdark or heading toward there, and I was a Drow, and I was like, super cool. It's like a level, I don't know, it's something very low level. We were just starting out, but I'm like, I'm gonna be a drow assassin. It's gonna be great. And then I picked a fight with this like gnome in a bar. And then they just kicked the crap out of me. It was hilarious. I rolled so bad every time. So this badass drow assassin, like, I'm gonna do all this awesome stuff, is just getting the willikers beat out of them in an alleyway by this. Yeah, I don't even know. I was trying to come up with a good description here. It's just, it was terrible. It was really bad. It was like the opening to the game too. It really set the scene for this. I think I made it a thing with the character to just fail spectacularly on small things from there on out. But yeah, anyway,
Love it.
It's good stuff.
Let's move back in, right? Seeing this weird statue of this ancient dwarven god, the strange impact it has on especially Brindle, but the rest of you also still feel that tug, but I don't think try to connect with it in the same way. That door opening, showing you for a split second, wealth and treasure beyond your wildest dreams, then quickly becoming an empty room filled with rocks and cobwebs. Roller coaster of emotion. And then hearing heavy boots further down that left corridor, the same one you would have taken out of that improvised tunnel, out of this room. What do you do?
How far away are those boots?
Give me a perception check.
I perceive with
music.
oh my gosh, where's my modifier? 21.
21? Okay, that's pretty good. On a 21, even with the echoes, you still have a decent idea that they're pretty far away. You've got some time. It must have like kicked a rock or just knocked something over that caused that echo. You have maybe a minute or two before they get into sight.
I'll relay that over the psychic link. I don't want to say anything at this point. I assume everybody's heard them coming though.
Lavinia will note that it's probably the rest of the gang, since you guys had said that there was 6 of them at the docks when we were all in the kitchen and you recounted the story to me. And we only dealt with 2 upstairs.
Why don't we, relaying this over the psychic link,
Yeah.
why don't we, let's go. I can maybe leave my familiar behind us a little bit to sort of see what it can see.
I thought they were coming, the noise is coming from ahead where we need to go.
Yes.
Yeah, we're pulling back.
You said that the part of the
We can just
notes said,
hide.
but if they keep going, they're gonna go up to where Volo and the others are if they pass us. And they won't know anyone's coming if we don't warn them.
And frankly, there's a risks and stakes things here right now for you, Brindle. You're really hurt still.
You're still covered in burns.
You gotta go to a doctor.
Well, okay, that's true, but it's not like I'm,
Yeah, but we can't
need to
fight
be in a
these
hospital
guys.
bed or something right now.
There's no but about this, Brindle. We don't want you to get hurt.
I'm just
More
saying
than you
maybe
already
we hide. What if we hide and see what's coming? And then if they go by us, we can keep going to where we're supposed to go.
But if they go by us, the only way they're going is towards our friends.
I saw Rainier fight. I'm not too concerned about them. I mean, plus, what's his name's up there? Your research partner.
Yeah, Silas. That I don't know that Silas is going to be able to do much more than Angry Birds. Now, Angry Birds was really cool, but I don't know what level that spell is.
What he
why don't
did
we-
with that rock was so impressive.
Oh, the railgun spell was pretty incredible.
You all hear a voice as you're kind of talking through this. A familiar voice. It just says, "Hello. I get the sense that you're in danger.
Oh, hey, Sir Jim.
Where are you?
What's up?
Oh, hey, we're underneath the Brandeth family crypts.
And we found one of the rocks for your other rock. We found the yellow rock for your green rock, and we put
Which
the
they
yellow rock
gave
in
to
the
it.
green rock. And now it's talking to Lavinia.
Were
It's
they
talking.
supposed to do that?
It talks a lot. Did you know it talks?
There's a long pause. Then he goes, that is news to me. Well, fantastic news that you've found the gem. But if you're in danger, perhaps you retreat to somewhere where I can try to provide assistance."
Yes, we're holed up in the Brandeth family mausoleum. If you could,
Well, we're
Maybe.
actually
Do
we're
you have a
actually
whole- do
quite
you
a
have a
ways away.
Healing potion on you? I could, could use one of those, actually. That'd be great.
I do,
Brindle
but I'm
lost
not,
consciousness tonight.
I do, but I am
It
not that
hurt. It
close.
hurt a lot. Okay.
Can you move back to the mausoleum? I can alert the guards. They can escort you out.
I don't think we would need that. We can get out of the thing, we hope, except I think something has been killing the guards.
Yeah,
There's
there's something out there.
Yeah, there's something killing the guards. That's why we shut the door to the thing in the first place.
Let's see.
I think we should sensibly retreat back to the cabin. Retreat back to the cabin in the woods.
That's what we call mausoleums here. It's,
Yeah. Yeah.
Wood City.
Wood
Same thing.
City. Wood for sheep. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I think we should go back to the crypt because this is beyond our pay grade. Okay, this is not our shtick.
I mean, what if it's only like 2 people?
You can.
Brindle,
I
2
am
people
2.5
almost killed
feet
you
tall
today.
and out of spell slots.
If you can retreat back to the upper area inside the city of the dead, I can arrange to have you magically transported to a safe location.
Oh,
But we're only, there's so much more in this list that be decrypted. What if we can't get back here? We're in the city of the dead. We only have a pass for like today.
Rainier's mother is buried here. I'm sure he can
Rainier
get
can
us
come
another
here whenever he
pass.
wants.
Well, I don't know if she is actually.
We also
but
don't have to come at night. You can just go into. You can just come here during the day.
Wait, really?
Isn't that true?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh.
can just come here during the day.
Yeah, it's open during
Oh.
the day. At night, it's when it's restricted. That's why I had to get special passes because people like to grave rob.
Oh. All right, that's not so bad then. All right. Okay. All right, fine. I guess it's not that important that we hold our ground. Okay.
You hear the
I still think we could have just hidden and they could have gone by, but
you hear the
fine.
echoes of the boots getting a little closer, and Soju says, "Do what you think makes sense. You make it to the surface. I can arrange to have you taken to a safe location.
Okay,
Just
okay.
us or our friends as well, our
Whoever-
companions.
Whoever you need."
Wonderful. Yeah, B is
you.
gonna just hoof it back down the
Okay. Okay.
hoof it away, and kind of just assume everyone is following her.
Mhm.
Okay. You quickly rush back up the tunnel. It's uncomfortable trying to move quickly in this slouch tunnel for everyone that's not B, but you make do. You bang your head and your shoulders a couple times. End up with a bit of a headache. Nothing hit point damage wise, just discomfort. You finally make it
good.
make it to that vertical shaft.
Brindle clocks himself on the side of the tunnel, loses consciousness, and now Riv is lost in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Turns out the tunnel damaged us more than the guards would have. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, okay. So without real repercussion, we make our way back through.
As you flee, I do want you all to give me a stealth check. And Lavinia, you do hear from the stone saying, well, to the other courier's concern, you're all thinking of this as a linear journey. It's not. We'll return.
Lavinia takes like a deep breath, and then she just says, mostly to Brindle, but like everyone can hear it, she just goes, our friend has pointed out quite happily that we can always go back.
Oh, great.
Well, not can, will. Sorry,
Will,
not
he's
can.
using the affirmative.
Will.
That's not creepy or anything, or cryptic, or okay, sure, okay, great.
You were fine when the weird statue of the ancient god wanted to coax you into agreements, but when the stone wants to coax you into an agreement.
Look, I'm more comfortable getting something after paying for something, and that's what the other, that
There's just an intense sense of doubt coming from Lavinia when you said that you'd rather pay for something, get something after you pay for it.
Now. True. Okay. All right. But it's more, I trust somebody that tries to approach the situation that way. Like they want something from me for the things they're giving. This stone that you have, this loaf, this bread of doom is just offering things left and right, and doesn't seem to be exactly straightforward about what it wants yet.
It
right?
wants a friend. It wants a companion. It wants to not be alone.
Been very clear about that. DC
it just wants somebody to gossip with. It just wants the goss.
Something about this. It just does not sit right with me. So.
Do you like cryptid metaphors? I like cryptic metaphors. Let's hang. The DC for the stealth check is 15. Who got?
Oh, thank God, I got 17.
1 success. 2 successes.
21.
3 successes, 1 failure. Congratulations.
I got 14. I got 14.
You tipped the scales. You only needed, it was a group check. You needed a majority success.
Yay.
B, you're scrambling a little more than you'd like, but it's fine. The rest of the group manages to quickly move back up the tunnel. And
maybe Lavinia helps you out with her new arm.
As you leave the area, that fades away.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
The sensation that you can use it lingers for a little while.
That's fine.
That's uncomfortable. But
I did not make a commitment. I did not make a pact with this dude. He just gave me a free trial, and I said, "What the fuck?"
It showed you possibilities. So, but again, silly bots in the chat are just getting banned though. It's fine. You emerge back into the crypt. You feel like the footsteps you heard were probably a few minutes behind. You resurface back into the light that Riv was probably pretty happy about. You see that Volo, Silas, and Rainier are all just kind of standing around these two rogues. Sure. They're conscious now, and they've started to ask them some questions. Looks like they just regained consciousness recently.
Once we all get back up in the mausoleum, Lavinia is going to push the stone back over the hole to try to buy some time, and she is just going to be like, "We have incoming."
Rainier looks up and says, "Okay," draws his sword. How many?
We're not sure. We don't think we should be here when they arrive.
if I had to guess, it's the rest of the group that you guys saw the last time you ran into this bozo.
Very well.
Oh, and do we know from Sergio whether or not the guards are on the way here?
He wasn't gonna call the guards because I said something had been out there killing the guards.
Oh, right.
He'll ask, do you want me to alert them? Is that
something there is killing them?
No, I just forgot about that. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so he's going to not alert them then. And quickly gather your things. Your two hostile companions have been quite well restrained, and Rainier kind of grabs one and like sets him up on his feet, grabs the other one, and says, "Two are coming with us. I'm going to speak to Lavinia. I think we should take them to the watch."
B.
I'm not a cop. That's you.
Before anything happens and they move, B is going to alert Sergio to the identities of all of the people present and how many people are coming, and that they do not know anything about our org. So he doesn't teleport us to some super secret safe house and give away a bunch of the game.
Okay, of course. Thank you. I'll take necessary precautions. I'm just gonna. Where's the gift? Yeah, Rainier is very good with ropes. In fact, there we go. Okay, so you all gather yourselves up. You put that rock back into place.
I mean, do we have anything really heavy here we could just put on top of the rock?
Rainier looks over at his mother's coffin, goes,
"She's not in it right now.
It's not being used. God damn it. All right, help me. Give me a hand. Give me a strength check." As he kind of grabs one end and starts to move the other.
11.
Okay. The two of you manage it, but it's just it's a slow process to kind of like lift it, move it a couple feet, have to set it down. It's heavy. Lift it, move it a couple feet, set it down. And for a moment, there's an anxiety of, are we going to make it in time? And very, very almost simultaneously, like you see that stone start to move and then the coffin goes down on top of it. And you hear like a little thud.
At this point, Brindle's looking at the large group of people here in the mausoleum, like, you guys couldn't have helped?
Lavinia just holds up her one arm.
And you had an option for a second arm.
I don't know what he would have wanted from me.
I mean,
I witnessed. I was gonna say we're gonna go back according to the baguette, so I can find out later. But also, I witnessed through secondhand CCTV footage Brindle's trauma. I don't think Lavinia wants to go through that while everyone can see her business.
It's good for character development, Gotta get trauma for at least one episode.
Builds character.
Right.
Dealing with evil bred things and gods, it builds character.
Yeah. All right, let's get you all.
I mean, we're kind of understating how Lavinia was just pulled out of her body and thrown into a historic what's it called?
Actually,
that's true.
Tableau of things, but sure, that yeah.
I experienced a Ancient Aliens style documentary.
You learn a bunch of cool stuff, though.
It's been a day.
Okay, I'm gonna have you all. I'm gonna move you to the exit, right? as you're heading out, I will put this up on the big screen, if you will. All right, move it down here. All right, Rainier, kind of keeping hold of one of these dudes. Bolo back here, keeping hold of the other. Silas is gonna be behind him. Archibald is still flopping around. Just one though, not all three. As you are approaching the exit of the mausoleum, you hear a bang on the door.
Hello? I've just been too much tonight. Just a hello.
Is there any kind of a window that we could look out?
Is there a peephole in this mausoleum?
There are windows off to the side, but not in front. But you just hear from outside.
Didn't we see Rainier through a window at first? Like,
No,
isn't that how we knew he was in here? Oh,
They're on the sides. There are a couple like small windows to let in light, but there's not one like at the front door. But you hear like, apologies for the disturbance. I'm Watch Officer Kip. There's an alarm tripped in the graveyard. I know that there are people in here doing research. I just need to make sure everyone's okay.
What station house, Kip?
City of the Dead Station? That is a station house.
Okay.
Do we tell him there's freaking grave robbers? Like, I feel like that's completely reasonable to do.
Well, here is my now super paranoid take on all this shit. I can't see him. I can't verify he is who he says he is.
You mind if I open the door?
I'm gonna look at Rainier.
Rainier says it's their job to make sure these areas are safe. Besides, they can help us with these two.
Plus, doors are meant to be opened.
Are they Brindle?
Brindle, we already talked about this.
Otherwise, it would be a wall. I logic holds.
It's your call, Lavinia. This is your domain.
I'm just gonna have the spear out in case when this door opens, it is actually a grave robber coming to try to rock our shit.
Okay.
And I will tell them that they can open the door. We are not going to get closer to the door.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door. The door opens up, and you see it is, at least it looks like a legit watch officer, right? Has the right uniform, carrying a lantern, and looks around and seems surprised to see a lot of people in here. And then he sees, it kind of like looks past you all and sees Volo, and he like kind of nods in recognition because they know that he's here doing research and he's kind of famous. And just holds up a watch officer badge and just says, is everyone in here okay? There was, as I said, there was a disturbance earlier. One of the alarms by the Tomb of Warriors got tripped. Had to standard check, make sure everyone's okay. I know that some of you are here in research.
Didn't Brindle see a watch officer go down by that blur, like a gray blur outside?
Yeah, but I think the Tomb of the Warriors is where you and Riv were playing with the bell.
But it was when Brindle stayed back while everybody else came in here, and he was hiding in like a bush outside, right? And saw this happen. So he's a little skeptical that this officer did not see a watch officer down out there.
Now, to be fair, when you also saw the watch officer go down in the shadows, and you did not see any silhouette or any movement after that.
Yes. And I didn't investigate. I mean, I have no idea what happened, but I would assume something not good happened to that watch officer who is. So Brindle just asked, like, did you see anything else out there? Are all of your men accounted for? The watch here, the guards in the.
It should be. I saw a stray dog. They get in here from time to time. Just kind of shoo them away. I have a question for all of you. Just kind of a procedural thing. Why are those two tied up?
Grave robbers.
I think there might be more of them.
At this point, Lavinia will show her own badge. Because she's not in uniform this late at night, but she does have this.
Lavinia shows a badge. Rainier kind of steps forward and is like, hey, this is my family's mausoleum. Volo is like pulling out the passes to say, like, okay, madame, sorry for the disturbance. Look, we're here for academic research. This is my research partner, B, and this is your intern, Silas, is that correct?
He's my colleague.
Colleague, my apologies. And Silas is like, fucking hell.
He's just like, man, I don't like Silas, but that's bullshit. I think there actually is a moment where when she says colleague, it's just like, no, colleague.
Silas gives you like you nod.
I don't like Silas, but you don't fuck with wizards. Don't diss wizards.
And between like this flow of information, the watch officer's like, okay, yeah, cool, you're a watch officer. This is your family's mausoleum. You are all here on research. Cool. I'm less concerned that you have done something crazy, and I'm glad you've apprehended these two. They must have been the ones that set off the alarm earlier.
That seems likely.
If you like, I can escort you back to the graveyard watch station. We can take custody of them from there.
Putting them in more secure custody would probably be for the best.
Of course, we have a holding station. Not the first time we've dealt with grave robbers.
Are we still cyclically linked?
Yes.
Okay. Then I Brindle will bring up the whole fast moving gray thing that was out there. We still don't know. We still don't know what that was outside. Are we sure that this is actually a part of the guard?
That's what I was about to say. Can I vibe check him?
Vibe check him. Go ahead.
Can I get advantage on my vibe check because I am a member of the guard?
Yeah. Give you a watch officer to talk to.
Is that going to be an insight?
Yes, please. Okay. Ignore the red border. I'm just giving you a watch officer on the board.
Okay. So one of those would have been a 5, but the other one is a 22.
22. Okay. The language, procedure, and general demeanor of this watch officer checks out. If they are an imposter, they at least know what they're doing.
Okay. So given that and what Brindle says, Lavinia will straight up ask, she'll be like, have there been any animal attacks tonight? We thought we might have seen something.
None reported. Just like I said, that stray dog. Then we loaded out some food.
Lavinia asks Brindle where he saw the guy go down. Like, how far from here?
I mean, if we're psychically linked, then I give you my memory of what I saw from the bushes.
It was close by on the paths here. Like from the front door, you could probably see that area.
As casually as I can, I'll go, since everyone's still kind of gathered here together and talking to Kip, I'll just go take a step over there and see what I can see. Not going out of line of sight of anyone.
Again, roll perception.
I think Brindle would want to go along with that.
Okay, so you got kind of Brindle and Lavinia up here. He's not stopping you. Like, he's happy to have like this conversation kind of half in and half out the door. It's not like he's barring you from leaving. He's just kind of trying to figure out what's going on.
It's a 12 for Lavinia.
Okay. I'll put you guys back here with these two. 12, you kind of look out. There's, like I said, this occasional dots of light that you see throughout the City of the Dead, giving you some illumination on the pathways. A lot of it's still shadow, and there's like a late night kind of mist starting to rise over the grass over a couple inches. But you look at that pathway, and even like straining your eyes, even with dark vision, don't see any, like, you don't see a body or silhouette or anything like that.
I think Brindle would also want to kind of check out that area, given what he saw before.
Okay.
Just see if there's anything weird, like specifically. So that'd be a 16.
16.
I don't know if that's any different.
Ooh, yeah, it is. So Lavinia rolled a 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 16. You see something move out in the mist, some kind of between some of the headstones. It's, again, just a very quick motion. Could have been a flicker of light, but
Brindle would use the mental link to not say anything, but like right there, there's something moved.
I'm actually going to switch you guys real quick.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
The guard like looks around and like looks back. I'll actually give him a perception check. Nope, that's a 2.
Well, I don't think the guard would have heard me. I was using the psychic link for that. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Got people still inside and everything, but what next?
Well, I think with bolstered by the confidence of so many people around, yeah, Brindle would step closer to whatever he saw moving.
Okay. Lavinia's here. Riv's back here with B. Not to scale, right?
Giant growth.
Something bigger on the inside. And then Brindle's out here with Lavinia and like the watch officer. All kind of less talking. What you saw moved centered.
I might ask the watch officer, like, where do you say that dog was? Is it? It's not still here, is it?
Dog was out by the West Tower.
I think there's something here.
Kind of looks around. I mean, Officer Crenton's probably close by. It's part of his route usually.
Trying to move quickly and not be seen? Because that didn't seem like it was a person just walking by.
I'll be honest, we do have our fair share of lost spirits in here. It's part of the reason we don't like to have too many people around at night outside of grave robbing. There are things, right? Mostly harmless, but they do move around at night. I've seen a couple myself.
Does it seem like he's hiding something that he knows?
You roll insight. But I mean, regardless, I think we should
get
these
I don't think
two.
that'd be a good one. Yeah.
No, he just seems like whatever you saw, he didn't, and is just trying to explain what it could have been. But regardless, I think we should get these two back to the watch station. You're, of course, welcome to continue your research for the evening. Got to get a couple statements, and then it'll be released to continue to work.
Lavinia looks at Brindle's burns again, and is like, "Is there a first aid kit at the station?"
Oh yeah, you do look a little rough. Yeah, we can get you some bandages. Are you okay?
Yeah, no. Yeah, that would be great, actually. You're right.
I think one of them had a canister of alchemist's fire.
Oh well. Shit, I'm glad nobody's hurt that badly. It's you taken care of.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Brindle focuses on that, realizes he's actually still in some pain, and for the moment stops focusing on that thing that was moving outside.
As you're all kind of gathered up and getting ready to move, everyone, let's see, Lavinia, Brindle, Rainier, and Volo would see this. I need B and Rib to make a perception check, just because you're further back in the mausoleum still.
Okie dokie. I keep putting my dice away in the tray, and they're hard to take out again.
The dish.
Nat 20.
Oi!
Nat 20.
Nice.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
18.
Is that the right token? Hold on. Where's my token? I had a cool token for this guy. That's not it.
I don't. What is happening?
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one I wanted to use.
Mm.
1 second. I didn't actually make it a token. It's my bad, y'all. Thought I did.
Oh, I forgot to get into Owlbear again.
Mm-hmm. We got a little further than I expected. So get the benefit of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's because we turned around and fled the
What?
scene.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
What?
See, just walking through this gate, almost materializing out of nowhere, is Della.
What?
It's got your icon over it. It just says
Oh.
Della.
Oops.
Is a dark figure in a robe with a staff who simply just almost glides up this path and casually walks towards you all. And at this point, Officer Kip does hear this and turns and is like, "Hey, are you supposed? Hold on, Officer Kip, watch officer. What are you? Do you have permission to be here tonight?" And the figure just walks a little closer and just says, "I have some business to attend to." And Officer Kip says, "Understood, but if you're going to be here at night, you need a permit. Do you have one?" And figure crosses his arms and says, "I think it's in your best interest to simply take the rest of the night off." And Officer Kip was like, "Hey, I can't do that. I really do need you to send me some paperwork, or I'm gonna have to escort you out of here immediately." And the figure says, "That's nicely," and proceeds to reach out a dark hand at this officer through his shield, through his cloak, and through his body, and proceeds to rip a fully standing skeleton out of him as the rest of his just flesh and muscle collapse. And he says, "You could have taken the night off."
Oh,
Sergio,
no.
Sergio, what the
A
fuck? Get us out of here!
necromancer.
Now you work for me eternally. As he animates the skeleton.
What a jerk. That was extremely impolite.
And looks at the rest
Okay,
of you and says, "You all have something I want. I'm not going to ask twice. Give me the orb." What do you do?
I think all of us are mashing the Sergio please extract button.
Absolutely.
Just screaming. It's like, what's happening? What's happening?
I mean, sure, there's that also pulling inside the door of the mausoleum to try and put as much wall between yeah.
Do it back inside, slam the door shut.
What the fuck?
Yeah, lock it from the inside.
He's gonna.
That note, that there was something in it.
The key. The key.
Use the key to return safely.
Return to where? It would have been here, right?
Buddy, I don't even fucking know right now.
I don't know.
I think anywhere is better than here.
Is the key magical?
The key's not magical.
It's just a key. It's to open a door.
Okay, Brindle, you're right. Doors are meant to be opened.
Not this one. I want this one to be a wall right now.
All right. The scrolls. We just got to use the scrolls. I don't know what Sergio's doing, but we got to use the scrolls.
Yeah.
Sergio said if you can get to basically if you do like the above ground to DM clarify outside, right?
We've got the scrolls.
I understand that. And that's absolutely a viable option. The only reason I say outside is because whatever's going to happen requires line of sight, and he just can't see you.
That's fair. Can he see this fucked up little man? I'm sure he would understand.
Sergio very quickly is going to be like, "What is happening?"
We need to go. We need to go now.
Can any one of us identify what that was?
What's the roll to identify that fucked up shit?
Yeah, you can roll Arcana.
Sure. I'll roll Arcana.
Absolutely, bud.
Does anybody want
17.
Oh, I'm keeping
actually,
this die.
For B, you can roll Arcana or History at advantage.
Well, my first Arcana roll was what's that? +6, 25.
Oh fuck yeah! Roll again, so you can get higher. That's a great roll, though.
You know, I did not roll a nat 20. I rolled so 25.
I was gonna say I got a 14, so I don't think that can add anything.
Brindle shockingly got a 17, but yeah, that's nothing compared to a 25. Dang.
Okay. V, you recognize two things immediately. As like your brain is just trying to process a million facts. Sergio was telling you like, hey, if you can get anywhere outside, I need to get line of sight and I can move you, right? Your guys are playing like, okay, we're gonna use the scrolls of dimension door. Fuck it, we're getting the hell out of here, right? You can hear another like thud coming from the tile that coffin is sitting on. It does not move, but it sounds like there's someone just still trying to open this, and like a couple muffled like, you know, as they're trying to get up into the mausoleum. The spell you just saw was a version of Animate Dead. I say a version because one, there's a lot of like, hey, we'll talk about necromancy at the Blackstaff Academy. It's not necessarily frowned upon because there's other stuff that is technically necromancy magic that is not actually animating the dead. And it still is a section of research, right? But it's very controlled magic for obvious reasons. It can be used terribly. Mm-hmm. That version usually takes about, the version you've seen with like proper demonstration or like through lectures can take about a minute and requires, you know, a couple components, including like coins or gems usually put in the eyes. Whatever the hell you just saw is some like researched accelerated version of that where that's some high power lunacy that you just witnessed.
There are too many high-powered wizards hanging around this whole business. Enchanters and necromancers, I don't love it.
The second thing for that 25 Arcana, which also the DC for the second piece of information. The reason why they are very, very cautious about necromancy in the Blackstaff Academy is because there was about 30 years ago this really kicked off, and it just kind of settled about 10 ago. But I'm sorry, let me go back about 50 to 10, right? This is a guy named Manshun that uses a cautionary tale. Manshun is taught as like, hey, this is why we don't like people just practice necromancy unrestrained. He kind of got real into it and went completely off the deep end. And that part cautionary tale is like, yeah, don't do that. Here's where it got real bad. He made a bunch of clones or simulacrums or like doppelgangers, or he did some crazy shit to replicate himself with magic. And it triggered something about 40 years ago called the Manshun Wars, where all these insane high-powered clones of one another tried to kill each other. And the end result, while it was kind of kept as quiet as possible, was just magical devastation using a shield of necromancy magic, mostly outside the city. By all accounts, Manshun has been dead for a while. But every account you've read said, "Oh yeah, all of Manshun is dead," and then Manshun rolls into town, fucks some shit up, and dies.
Right. So, do any of these things I'd read have an image of Manshun? Since
there are images, but a lot of them depict him wearing either a face mask or like some sort of weird, almost shredder-looking mask from like Ninja Turtles. The reason being is that the like scholarly assessment of this dude is that he is like fucked up his own self as a magical component, and he kind of hides his being because of that, using his own like life force to fuel spells.
upsetting. Okay, do we run the risk of going outside and being around that, or do we dimension door out of here?
I think we dimension door out of here.
Beautiful. I want to whip out that scroll. I'm gonna cast me a dimension door.
Can I aid? As this is also on my spell list somewhere in my future.
Please do. I don't trust my dice.
The other thing about the Manshun Wars is every single version of Manshun is convinced he's the real one.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Cool. Hey, Dimension Door. You have 2 scrolls of them, right?
Yeah.
How many people can we take per scroll? Does it say?
I'm gonna tell you right now. You can take. One willing creature with you.
So yourself and one willing creature, or
Correct.
Oh, it was 2. Oh no.
So we can get 4 through.
Yep. Sergio does say to you telepathically, if you can get outside, anywhere safe. It doesn't anywhere outside. I can get line of sight to you. I can also move you with Dimension Door, or I can teleport you out.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I cannot do it without seeing you.
Let me. Yeah. Let's try it. Maybe we can distract. Maybe I can distract him.
There's a kind of bang on the door, and she says, "Allow me to be very clear about this. I have no interest in wasting the energy or time on reducing you all to ash and dust. That's simply what the orb. But that will not stop me from rendering you all from existence.
He's like right outside the door, isn't he?
Mhm.
So we can book it back down the tunnels, maybe.
We have people in the tunnels.
If we okay, here we go.
I'd like to point out, hiding downstairs and letting them go by is looking pretty good now, isn't it?
Good, they're already morons.
That's one of the best I told you so's ever.
Damn.
Only for the 4 of us, Brindle. All right.
I mean, you can just let the NPCs fend for themselves. They'll be fine, I think. I recommend that. Technically, you only need, let's see, Oddvar can disappear, and so can Archibald. So you need 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. All right.
I can make my way out. I don't need to use Dimension Door. I can get out.
Absolutely not, Brindle. You of all of us need to.
I can go at the back. It's okay. Don't worry about me. I'm not going to get anywhere near that guy. I'm just saying somebody else can use Dimension Door if we can only do 4.
So I have a pact spell.
I don't know what that is.
Talk to me.
I have a spell that creates a flash of light that could, and possibly a lot of damage, that I could set off as soon as the door opens. If everyone gets their ass past him while this is happening.
That seems like high risk.
Good work.
I'll try anything. I mean, he does still have to aim.
Yeah, most spells require some type of roll to hit.
It's
the
way you
bolt.
said that.
It's guiding bolt. I have a +5 to hit, and it creates. It's ranged. It does radiant damage, which I think is very important on a necromancer.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it creates the momentary flash of light that we could use to get outside. So the only thing we could do that could make this easier is if we have Silas and Volo use Dimension Door to get themselves and Rainier out. And probably Brindle because he's dying.
What? I can move around. I'm not any more hurt than I was half an hour ago.
The rest of us will have to make a run for it. The problem is we will have to accept the fact that we are leaving these 2 behind.
I don't need.
And I'm pointing
door.
at. Lavinia is full on ignoring Brindle trying to make a case for himself, and she's pointing at these other 2.
The Kenku just says, "We'll go with you." Lavinia. No, like we'll go willingly. Like that, we'll go.
Lavinia, whoever goes back with them should be carrying the thing. So it's not here. Because if he does kill all of us, we can at least deny him that for a while longer.
It should go with Brindle.
Yep. I think that.
I think Brindle's done arguing, and he disappears.
You little bitch.
I think Brindle, I think it's just going to cast invisibility and disappear.
Oh.
All right.
psychically because you're still hooked the fuck up. I'm gonna call you a bitch in 3 different languges.
Seriously, what the fuck was that, Brindle?
And
You
then
could've just
he
said you
reminds
could
you
be
that
invisible.
somebody has a potion that can turn them invisible too.
That doesn't help Sergio getting them out because line of sight. Now you're gonna have to run the whole way out of the city of the dead with your burns.
You just just become visible again when I stop concentrating. After I get past the guy, this is much better.
From outside,
somebody else can use Dimension Door.
From outside, you just hear Anthony again go. Well, that's nicely.
If that door opens, I'm hitting him with guiding bolt.
I am getting ready. I am.
You just hear him say, "Break down the door," and you hear like a little bit of a rumble.
Skeleton.
A few more skeletons start to pop out of random graves.
I thought you were gonna blow him up.
When the door opened, after we got the other people out, and you wanted to argue about the escape plan, Mr. 4 hit points.
6, and somebody else can go. We have the more ability to get people out now.
I have no more spell slots. Give it to me. I'll go.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you all to roll initiative. And as these skeletons start moving up towards the crypt to break down the door.
Ooh.
Whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
I have a dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh wait, that was saving throw. Sorry, 18. 18.
18. Got it. What's Riv got? 8. 8? Damn. All right. Lavinia?
19.
19. B?
17.
17. Riv, Silas, and Volo are on board with the plan of take people, make them invisible, and try to get as many people as possible, get everyone else out with Dimension Door. Volo says, okay, well, here we go. This is the kind of stuff that really determines what heroes are made of, right? On the count of 3.
I'm going to hand the bag over to B so that she can take it if she has to Dimension Door out. Because she's the smallest of us and can probably run the fastest.
Okay.
You can be crafty about it. It's in a bag of holding, so that should help with the weight.
Yep. I'm gonna try this.
1, 2, 3, and everyone breaks to start moving. And we'll pick up there next time.
No.
Great.
Cool. Good session.
Why are you gonna we're level 3. Why are you doing this to us?
I know. What did we ever do to you, Andy?
Jesus.
Hey, there's some bad people in this game.
I look forward to seeing how we're gonna get out of this one, because I don't know.
You're Dimension Dooring. You will miraculously
you
have
get to
you be
pick.
fine.
You get to take one person with you. You just have to decide if it's going to be Silas or Volo. B has to make Sophie's choice.
Oh.
B's gonna figure some stuff out. B's gonna think some things.
I think you'll have a pretty good plan. I mean, you got enough assets you can get gone. Or, I mean, you could just give him the orb.
No.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It contains sentience? No. Do you know how awful? Can you imagine? Can you imagine the awful sensation of knowing this baguette has sentience and then reaching in there and trying to like wiggle its little stone eye back out of its little baguette body? Well, it screams at you in your brain with its ancient lore and words. Absolutely not. Who's doing that, Andy?
I mean, you if you want to live, but we all have choices. There's a whole thing earlier about loss. Not all loss is bad, right?
Except this loss is bad for the city.
Probably. So, I think you guys can escape, but we'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. So,
alrighty.
But yeah, let's do some outros. Oh boy, where's the button? Always with the buttons. Here we go. Go ahead, Bedlam.
I'm Bedlam. Hi, I've been playing Brindle Fallow. You can find me here occasionally at LFTA, playing in a couple different games. Also in Thy Kingdom Come, as well as Neverember's Enigma. And yeah, we're gonna be we're gonna be back on the 23rd for Thy Kingdom Come, I believe, right? Is the next one? Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I might be off. 23rd. This might be where things diverge again from being on and off.
You were correct.
It is the 23rd.
It is
Very
the 23rd.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, playing Jerome Nears, who's just a teenager going through a lot of different stuff right now. I can't even get into how to describe what's going on there right now. A lot of divine powers colliding, so it's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. Come check it out. And that's me.
Very nice. Della.
Hi, I'm Della. I have been B. You can find me here pretty much only. I'm here every Thursday, either in this wonderful game or in Redacted, where I play a haunted house just chock full of ghosts who answers mostly to the name. Oh, 2 haunted houses, each one slightly less full of ghosts. I forgot that 2 of me instantiated.
Luxury, you have 2 houses? Amazing.
In this economy? What
you
the
know
fuck?
why? I don't eat avocado toast. And yeah, so that's that. Also, I am the GM for Thy Kingdom Come, where we're in a basement talking to an angel about the body of our comatose friend. It's fine. It's fine. Everyone's having a normal one.
Hell yeah.
Oh, while the snake pit, i.e., the church, the church, local church of the devil worshippers, is currently under active siege.
I like it.
Plus, that's what you heard was probably going to happen when you left to go talk to an angel about your comatose friend.
Riv.
Hey, I am JD, and when I'm not playing Riv, I am also in That Kingdom Come, playing Saint Soren Augustine, who last time tried to wrestle an angel, because that is a normal and healthy way to express your emotions. I can also be found here, even though I haven't been in a while, in Class Reunion, our D&D isekai game, and I've been playing 2 different characters there. I'm actually not sure who I'm coming back as, because I have not watched the last 2 VODs, so I will have to do that at some point. I'm sure everything normal happened. I also run Redacted, and I will be back here on Sunday for our live recording of Academy H, our Masks Actual Play podcast. And I can also be found over on Entropy Emporium, where I will be on Saturday for our Invisible Sun campaign, Blooming in the Rot. I do way too many other things. Find me on socials to find out what they are.
And Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. Tonight I've been Lavinia Hale. Remember, ACAB does include Lavinia Hale every other Saturday morning in our Saturday cartoon slot on LFTA. I am Kelly Violet, who's gotten a whole bunch of titles that she's uncomfortable with in class reunion. She's going through a super normal time over there. She's learned a lot about her family, and she's been handed the tools necessary to kill God. And then every other Sunday, including this upcoming Sunday, on Academy H, I play Lyra Kroll, aka Crucible, the leader of Team Havoc. The name tells you everything you need to know about the team.
High success rate, high collateral damage.
Correct.
Hell yeah. All right. And Andrew, I ran the game. This is a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to see some of your reactions to some shenanigans I've been kind of noodling about since, I don't know, June. Yeah, I've just been sitting on these for a minute, so I'm happy it kind of all came together. And if I'm not doing this, I'm doing Veilbreakers, which is my high-octane, high-powered, like, 17th level adventure where a bunch of plucky heroes are trying to stop a lich from doing bad stuff and exploding literally everything in their path to do it, which is pretty fun. Was this not Veilbreakers? Is that why I went too hard? I'm kidding.
We're level 3.
No, I think you're just like this, dude.
Look, it's just you just have to give up an orb, man. Like it's so easy.
You were like, hey, would you like to play in the fun heist game? We're gonna commit crimes, and then you're like, hey.
Remember when you tried to convince us that we were not going to encounter a great deal of combat? Do you remember that lie?
This technically isn't a combat. This is a negotiation.
Yeah, this isn't a combat. This is a hostage situation.
I feel very
Listen,
confident
I
in-
could have just rolled persuasion, and I'm sure it would have been fine.
I don't know. I don't know.
The angry wizard.
The
Never tried to
opening
talk him down,
salvo.
friend.
The opening salvo of pulling a fucking scorpion from Mortal Kombat on this man and just ripping his skeleton out and wiggling it around like a cat toy really kills the mood, I'm so sure.
Oh, it's so cute though.
I was very happy with that one. But yeah.
You know, everybody else says they're into recycling, but when necromancers do it,
Get a bad rap.
everybody gets so upset.
Listen, there
I
is a
get so
reason
upset.
Kaz uses ethically sourced bones. These
Listen,
are
that-
not ethically sourced bones.
That man was still using his skeleton.
Even Kaz respects that.
Well, see, there you
Forced
go.
recycling. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't think this has to be fine. I think this is fine. I think Brindle could get out of here really quickly.
I think one of the most important elements of every heist is the escape. We're just cut right to that, and yeah.
And you know what? We were giving Brindle the easiest escape ever. Somebody else was going to cast a spell and he was going to get to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I have like so many ways out. You guys, you don't even know. Your characters don't even know.
We don't know actually, and that's
Part of the problem, you see.
struggles
See,
here.
this is what I want to see because like you all have a lot of options. I have like 10 more skeleton tokens. I want to see what happens.
I'm going to blast him.
I ran the math. It's a lot of
blast
skeletons
him.
this guy can control. It's bad. But anyway,
Mm-mm.
thank you all for having a good time and leaning into some shenanigans. We'll be back in 2 weeks. 26. Figure out how this goes because I'm excited to see this escape. I'm going to go raid Entropy Emporium. They're playing Tales of the Valiant Episode 3. Don't know what it is, but it seems cool. So hang out. Thank you, everyone, who hung out in the chat. I love your witty responses. They crack me up as I'm just trying to go through scenes. It's always fun to look over and see some good jokes. So I appreciate you. With that, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.